gosh. Now, without waiting for the time, I'd just like to get into why this mess was such a messy one coming from side opposition today. Now, we see that the problem was acknowledged by both sides today, that the problem is coal, and the problem is that what we're using currently is unsustainable and harms the environment. However, we see that in the long run, what we need in today's debate is an energy source which would replace coal power and which is sustainable. We need a source of energy which is cost effective in a country like South Africa today in today's debate, ladies and gentlemen. Now we see that from side opposition, this issue of efficiency was completely ignored the whole debate. Now we have to ask ourselves why they ignored this issue of efficiency, ladies and gentlemen. We only have to point to the examples of the vast stretches of land in Europe which are being used for wind farms in today's society, ladies and gentlemen, but are still not being depended on for the main source of energy in today's debate, ladies and gentlemen. We only have to point out to the fact that at the current rate of investment in solar power and in today's debate, that solar power only accounts for 0.7% of the total energy haul, which we would accomplish by 2030, ladies and gentlemen. And the list of examples goes on in today's debate, but they have simply swept that under the carpet in today's debate, and so that they have completely failed to deal with it. Now, the first fallacy that I would like to point out from side opposition is that green energy is more sustainable than nuclear power in today's debate. Now, the facts state that uranium, which is a byproduct of the mining of gold in today's society, ladies and gentlemen, which you need only 1 gram to account for most of the coal that you receive from a coal power station, ladies and gentlemen, that you only need 1 gram for in a nuclear power station, ladies and gentlemen, would be more sustainable than a wind power station or a solar power station, because the fact of the matter remains that wind power or solar power would be more unpredictable in this state. It is not guaranteed that you're gonna have power when there's no wind blowing or when it is simply overcast, ladies and gentlemen. And as a result, we see that since the problem has been established, we cannot point to these green energies for a solution, because they are first of all they are unpredictable, and second of all they are not as efficient as nuclear power, because we cannot depend on a source like this, ladies and gentlemen, which we have pointed out time and time again from side proposition. Now, the main point that was brought up from side opposition is this point of we need green energies and to right the wrongs of our industrial revolution. We need nuclear power because nuclear power is too much of a risk in today's debate, ladies and gentlemen. Now, no, thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we only have to go into analysis into the harms of nuclear power in today's debate. And analysis into the harms of nuclear power will reveal that in order to correctly dispense of nuclear power, what we need in today's debate is vast stretches of land, which we have so much of in today's debate in South Africa that it is ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. We have so much, but and all we need to do with those vast stretches of land is put that nuclear waste on the ground, ladies and gentlemen, with a radius of 2 kilometers or whatever it might be, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, ma'am.
Uranium is a byproduct of coal. Sunshine, wind, and water are free. The cost lies in the infrastructure, not in the source. How is your source cheaper?
The very fact that, ladies and gentlemen, that 1 gram of uranium used in a nuclear power station yields more than what energy sources such as wind power or solar power or even coal power in today's debate, ladies and gentlemen, proves that uranium and nuclear power should be a viable source to look into, something that you have completely not dealt with in today's debate. Now, moving on to this analysis of the nuclear power station. So we've shown you that you simply need vast stretches of land, which we do have in today's debate in South Africa, ladies and gentlemen, to dispose of this nuclear waste. Now, to deal with the points brought up by side proposition of the events in Chernobyl, Russia, and the events in Japan, ladies and gentlemen, we see that the most recent nuclear meltdown, which we saw in today's debate, happened because of a natural disaster, ladies and gentlemen. There are hundreds of nuclear power stations that stretch across the world in today's debate, but they have failed to acknowledge that. The very fact that what happened in Japan happened, ladies and gentlemen, is that it's an isolated incident, and we simply cannot deal with it in today's debate. We said what happened in Chernobyl happened 70 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. We simply cannot point to that as an example for for a technology which is advanced over that time, ladies and gentlemen, we said there are so many measures taken to safeguard these nuclear power stations. We see thick lead walls being put in for these nuclear power stations. We see these nuclear power stations being put by the sea to correctly cool these nuclear power stations. And we see that by these measures alone, we see that the risk taken into today's debate for these nuclear power stations is negligible. Is negligible due to those factors, due to the measures taken, and due to the advances taken in that particular technology, which they have failed to deal with in today's debate. And based on the fact that that was the only risk, that was the only problem brought up by the side opposition in today's debate, we see that that point falls flat, and we see that based on that, the side opposition is already put on the back foot. Now, we only have to point at what we have proved today in today's debate to see why we have won both the analysis side of this debate and both the practicality. Now, what have we proved in today's debate? We have effectively shown you that what we see due to the use of green energies, that we are using a luxury in today's debate, which we had to show you that we do not need in today's debate, because what we see with this luxury is that people only use green energy because they want to buy into this notion of having green energy in a society, ladies and gentlemen. We see that throughout our debate, it was stressed that it looks good, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot disregard that, but it is not efficient in today's society because we cannot depend on this. It is too unpredictable, and it is too inefficient in today's debate because we've shown you that it can't really account for 0.7% of our energy yield, and vast stretches of land in Europe, which occupied by wind farms cannot even be depended upon for a main source of energy in today's debate. We've proven to you that a viable energy source such as nuclear power today, ladies and gentlemen, that we concede that it is expensive in today's debate, but we see that in terms of the long term, in terms of the energy yields that we get from these 1 gram of uranium, that we see that from these points of the measures taken in this particular technology would prove that the risks that they have brought up in today's debate prove to be negligible because of the lead walls, because of the measures taken by putting the nuclear power stations by the sea, ladies and gentlemen. We see that all of these points contribute to the fact that nuclear power is the way to go in today's debate in terms of the viable energy source. And we'll further show you that further show you that in terms of an energy source which is cost effective, we see that both of these energy sources are on the same level in terms of cost and in terms of investment, ladies and gentlemen. And in terms of the energy yield, we see that a lot more energy is coming from side proposition as opposed to side opposition, and we beg to the House to jump on our bandwagon in terms of the energy crisis in today's society, and that is why we should take the base. Thank you.